When 5-year-old Mia splashed innocently in the shallow end, no one expected the HOA president to snap. What started as a normal day at the community pool turned into every parent's worst nightmare when Karen grabbed my daughter and threw her into 6 feet of water, where she couldn't swim. Before watching full story, comment below from where you watching. Also like and subscribe for more stories. The sun was very hot over Willow Creek. This was a quiet place where kids played outside and people said hello to each other. But on one very hot July day, everything changed at the community pool. My name is Lisa. I'm a single mom. My little girl Mia is 5 years old. This is the story about the worst day of our lives. Before that terrible day, we already had problems with Karen. She was the HOA president. HOA means she was in charge of neighborhood rules. Karen was about 58 years old. She had gray hair and always looked angry. She did not like kids very much. 3 weeks before the pool incident, Karen came to my house. She was very mad. "Lisa," she said loudly, "your daughter made chalk drawings on your driveway. This is not allowed." I looked at the drawings. Mia had drawn flowers and hearts with pink and blue chalk. They were very pretty. "Karen, she's just 5 years old. It's just chalk. It will wash away with rain. Rules are rules," Karen said. Her face was red. "Clean it now or I will give you a fine. You will pay $50. I was shocked. $50 for chalk drawings? That's crazy, Karen. Other kids draw with chalk too. I don't care about other kids. I care about rules. Clean it now." I did not clean it. The next day, I found a letter in my mailbox. It said I had to pay $50 or go to a meeting with the HOA board. The week after that, Karen came again. This time she was mad about my trash can. "You put your trash can out too early," she said. "I put it out the night before pickup day." "Everyone does that," I said. "The rule says morning of pickup day only, not the night before." I looked around. All my neighbors had their trash cans out too. "Karen, everyone does this. Why are you only telling me?" She pointed her finger at me. "Because you don't follow rules. First the chalk, now this. You think you're special." That night, my neighbor Sarah came to see me. Sarah lived next door with her husband and 2 kids. "Lisa, Karen is giving you a hard time," she said. "She doesn't bother other people like this." "Why is she picking on me?" I asked. Sarah looked sad. "I think it's because you're a single mom. She told my husband that single mothers don't raise kids properly. She thinks Mia needs more discipline." This made me very angry. I was a good mom. I worked hard at my job at the bank. I took care of Mia by myself. Mia was a good kid. She was polite and kind. She never caused trouble. But Karen kept bothering us. She would drive by our house slowly. She would stare at us when we played in the front yard. She wrote me 3 more letters about small things. Once she said my car was parked wrong in my own driveway. Another time she said Mia's bicycle was blocking the sidewalk, even though it was in our yard. I started to feel scared. Other neighbors told me Karen had done this before. She had made the Johnson family move away last year. She kept giving them fines and making their life hard. They just got tired of fighting her. "Don't let her win," Sarah said. "We need to stick together." But I was just one person with a little girl. Karen had power. She could make our life very difficult. Mia had big brown eyes and the sweetest laugh. She loved swimming more than anything. The community pool was her favorite place. She always wore pink floaties on her arms and would splash in the shallow end for hours. That hot July day, Mia begged me to go swimming. "Please, Mommy. It's so hot. Can we go to the pool?" I looked outside. It was very hot, maybe 95 degrees. "Okay, baby. Let's go swimming." We packed her little unicorn towel and her favorite pool toys. Mia was so excited. She talked all the way to the pool about how she would show me her new kick. She had been practicing in the bathtub. When we got to the pool, it was busy but not too crowded. There were maybe 20 people there. Kids were playing in the water. Parents were sitting in chairs, watching and talking. 2 lifeguards were on duty. Jake was the main lifeguard. He was about 19 years old and very nice. He always said hi to Mia. "Hi, Jake." Mia called as we walked in. "Hey there, Mia. Ready to swim?" Jake smiled and waved. Mia ran to the shallow end. The shallow end was only 3 feet deep. Perfect for little kids. I helped her put on her pink floaties. They fit tight on her arms so she would be safe. "Stay in the shallow end, okay?" I told her. "I know, Mommy. I always do." I sat in a lounge chair about 10 feet away. I could see her perfectly. She started playing with another little girl named Emma. They were splashing gently and giggling. It was so sweet to watch. Everything was normal and happy. I checked my phone for work emails. I looked up at Mia every few seconds. She was having so much fun. Other parents were doing the same thing, watching their kids and relaxing. Then I saw Karen walking into the pool area. My heart sank. Karen was wearing a bright red visor and had a whistle around her neck. She carried a clipboard like always. She looked around the pool area like a police officer looking for criminals. I hoped she would not notice us, but she did. Her eyes found Mia right away. She stared at my little girl with a mean look. My stomach felt sick. Karen walked around the pool slowly. She watched all the kids, but mostly she watched Mia. Mia was just playing normally. She was following all the rules. She stayed in the shallow end. She wore her floaties. She was not being loud or bad. But I could see Karen getting more and more angry. Her face was getting red. She wrote something on her clipboard. Then she started walking toward me. "Here we go," I said quietly to myself. "Lisa." Karen's voice was loud and mean. Everyone at the pool turned to look. "Your daughter is causing problems." I stood up from my chair. "What?" "Mia's just playing. She's not doing anything wrong." Karen pointed at Mia with a shaking finger. "She's splashing water everywhere. It's dangerous. It's against pool rules." I looked at Mia. She was gently kicking water with Emma. The water barely moved. Other kids in the pool were making much bigger splashes. Some teenagers were doing cannonballs in the deep end, making huge waves. "Karen, she's barely splashing. Look at those teenagers over there. They're making much more splash." "I don't care about them. I care about your daughter. She needs to stop now." Other parents were starting to stare. Some looked confused. Others looked annoyed at Karen. Jake, the lifeguard, was watching us. "Karen, please be reasonable. She's 5 years old. She's playing normally." Karen's face got even redder. "Don't tell me to be reasonable. I make the rules here. Your daughter is a problem, just like I knew she would be." "What does that mean?" I asked. I was getting angry now. "Single mothers don't teach their kids properly. I've been watching you too. She's always causing trouble in this neighborhood." "That's not true. Mia is a good kid." Some parents nearby started to whisper. They looked upset at what Karen was saying. Sarah was there with her kids. She stood up from her chair. "Karen, that's enough," Sarah said. "Leave Lisa and Mia alone." Karen turned to Sarah. "Mind your own business. This is HOA business." "This is not HOA business," Sarah said. "This is just you being mean to a little girl." Now more parents were paying attention. Karen was getting embarrassed and more angry. She blew her whistle loudly. The sharp sound made everyone jump. "Everyone listen," Karen shouted. "The pool has rules. Children must follow rules. No splashing." Jake, the lifeguard, walked over. "Ma'am, gentle splashing is okay. The kids aren't doing anything dangerous." Karen ignored him. She stared at Mia, who was now looking scared. Mia could tell something was wrong. She stopped playing and looked at me with worried eyes. "Mommy?" Mia called softly. "It's okay, sweetie," I called back. But I was starting to feel really worried. Karen started walking toward the shallow end where Mia was. "You," she said loudly to Mia. "Get out of the pool right now." Mia's lips started to shake. She looked confused and scared. "But I didn't do anything bad," she said in her small voice. "Get out now." Karen yelled even louder. That's when I knew I had to act. This was going too far. "Karen, stop yelling at my daughter." I started walking toward the pool. But Karen was faster. She reached the edge of the shallow end before I got there. I said, "Get out." Karen screamed at Mia. Then she did something that changed everything. Karen reached down and grabbed Mia's arm. She grabbed it hard and started pulling Mia toward the steps. "Oh, you're hurting me," Mia cried. "Karen, let go of her," I shouted. I was running now. But Karen didn't let go. She pulled harder. Mia's floaty started to slip off her arm. Mia lost her balance and fell back into the water. "Karen, stop," Jake shouted. He was running too. Other parents were standing up, shouting. Some were taking out their phones to record. Karen pulled Mia out of the water again. But now she was dragging her toward the deep end of the pool. The deep end was 6 feet deep. Mia could not swim without her floaties. "Mommy? Mommy?" Mia was crying and scared. "Let her go," I screamed. But Karen didn't listen. She was out of control now. With both hands she pushed Mia hard. Mia fell into the deep end of the pool with a big splash. My world stopped. Mia couldn't swim. The water was over her head. She was thrashing her little arms trying to stay up. Her head went under the water. "Mia." I dove into the pool with all my clothes on. The water was cold, but I didn't care. I swam as fast as I could to my little girl. Mia's head came up above the water. She was coughing and crying. Her eyes were huge with fear. "Mommy," she gasped. I grabbed her and pulled her close. "I've got you, baby. I've got you." My heart was beating so fast I thought it might stop. I swam to the shallow end, holding Mia tight. She was shaking and coughing up water. Parents rushed to help us. Someone gave me a towel. I wrapped Mia in the towel and held her close. She was crying hard now. "Mommy, why did she push me? I was being good." "I know, baby. I know. You didn't do anything wrong." I was crying too. I looked at Karen. She was standing by the pool, her arms crossed. She didn't look sorry at all. She looked proud. "She needed to learn a lesson," Karen said coldly. "Kids need discipline." I wanted to scream at her. I wanted to push her in the pool. But Mia needed me more. Jake was on his phone calling for help. "I'm calling security and the police," he said. His hands were shaking. "Good," Sarah said. She was standing next to me now. "Karen, what you did was assault. You tried to drown a 5-year-old. "I was teaching her respect," Karen said. She still didn't look sorry. Other parents were very angry now. They were all talking at once. "That was horrible. She could have died. Someone call 911. I was already calling 911. My hands were shaking as I dialed. "Hello? I need help. A woman attacked my 5-year-old daughter at the community pool. She pushed her into deep water. My daughter can't swim. Please send police." The operator was calm and professional. She asked me questions while I held Mia. Mia was still shaking, but she had stopped crying as hard. "Are you hurt anywhere, sweetie?" I asked her, checking her arms and legs. "My arm hurts where she grabbed me," Mia said quietly. There were red marks on her arm where Karen had grabbed her. Within 5 minutes, I heard sirens. 2 police cars pulled into the parking lot. Officers got out and walked quickly to the pool area. I explained everything to the police. I pointed at Karen, who was now trying to walk away. "She's the one," I said. She grabbed my daughter and pushed her into the deep end. The officers moved fast. They stopped Karen before she could leave. "Ma'am, we need to talk to you." Karen's attitude changed quickly. Now she looked worried. "This is ridiculous. I'm the HOA president. That child was breaking rules." "Ma'am, we have multiple witnesses who saw you assault a child. You need to come with us." Karen started arguing loudly. But the officers put handcuffs on her anyway. As they walked her to the police car, she kept shouting about being in charge and making rules. Mia watched with big eyes. "Is she going to jail, Mommy?" "I hope so, baby," I said, stroking her wet hair. But the story wasn't over yet. As the police put Karen in the car, another van pulled up fast. It was black with SWAT written on the side. Men in tactical gear got out. Everyone at the pool stepped back. I held Mia tighter. A SWAT officer came to me. "Are you Lisa?" "Yes." "What's happening?" "We got information from witnesses here. This isn't the first time Karen has done something like this. We've been investigating her for months. Your call today gave us enough evidence to search her house." I was shocked. Karen wasn't just a mean HOA president. She was actually dangerous. The officer explained that many neighbors had complained about Karen. She had been harassing families for a long time. She especially targeted kids. The police thought she might have been planning worse things. While the SWAT team went to search Karen's house, I stayed with Mia at the pool. Other parents brought us snacks and drinks. They all wanted to help. Jake, the lifeguard, felt terrible. "I should have stopped her sooner," he said. "It's not your fault," I told him. "You did your best." The police took statements from me and all the other witnesses. Several parents had recorded videos on their phones. The videos clearly showed Karen grabbing Mia and pushing her into the deep water. 2 hours later, the SWAT team came back. They had boxes and bags of evidence from Karen's house. One officer showed me a notebook they found. "She was keeping detailed records of everyone in the neighborhood," he said. "She wrote down things about kids, including your daughter. She called Mia, that brat who draws on the driveway. She was planning more ways to punish children she didn't like." I felt sick. Karen had been watching us and planning to hurt Mia. "She had pictures of kids from the neighborhood on her walls," the officer continued. "Pictures she took without permission. And lists of punishments for different crimes, like riding bikes too fast or being too loud." Karen was charged with assault, child endangerment, harassment, and several other crimes. The HOA board fired her immediately. A petition started to ban her from the neighborhood completely. Within 24 hours, over 300 people signed it. The next few weeks were hard for Mia. She didn't want to go near any water. She had nightmares about drowning. I took her to a therapist who helped kids deal with trauma. Slowly, Mia started to feel better. The whole neighborhood helped us. People brought food and offered to babysit. Kids made her cards and drawings. Someone even painted a beautiful unicorn mural on our driveway to make her smile. The trial happened 3 months later. It was quick because there was so much evidence. The videos, the witness statements, and Karen's own notebooks made it clear she was guilty. Karen was sentenced to 5 years in prison. She also got 3 years of probation after that. The judge said what she did was particularly cruel because it targeted a defenseless child. 6 months after the incident, Mia and I were sitting on our porch one evening. She was eating a purple popsicle and giggling as it dripped. "Mommy, can we go to the pool tomorrow?" she asked. Her eyes were bright and happy again. I smiled. "Of course, baby. We'll go together." "Will the mean lady be there?" "No, sweetie. She's gone forever. You're safe now." Mia nodded and went back to her popsicle. She started humming a little song, completely carefree. Willow Creek wasn't perfect, but it was our home. And after that terrible day, we all learned something important. No bully, no matter how much power they think they have, can break a community that stands together. Most importantly, we learned that Mia was stronger and braver than any of us knew. Her laughter was louder than Karen's whistle. Her joy was stronger than anyone's cruelty. And that's how our nightmare became a story of hope and community strength.